Hi guys, Nigel here with you again, and yes, it's 5th of May today, and this is the second video today, first one being part 3 and the final of the gearbox build. Got Jess running around me under my feet with a ball, so she may knock into the camera in a minute, but never mind. So if you follow my channel, you'll know that I like to do unboxings of new products that come along and basically give the people that make them, you know, if they're doing a good job, I like to give them a shout out. But don't you worry, if I find something wrong with something, I will also tell you all. So if you look at my modelling channel, my scale modelling channel, you'll know that on there I'll pick things to pieces, even if they are given to me, sold to me at a discount or whatever. I don't believe in just saying something's fantastic just because it's free or because it looks pretty. You know, I also don't like, this is a review of an L.O.F. I don't know if it's L.O.F or L.O.F or L.O.F clutches. But basically I'm not going to tell you it's good just because it's pretty and it's green. I'm going to tell you it's good because it's got a really good reputation, and I'm going to tell you what's crap about the standard Puma clutch that's in your Land Rover if you've never had it changed. So let's get to the bench and I'll show you. The other reason I'm doing this now, this box, it's got a fragile sticker here. If you can see, there's a fragile sticker just there. And if we can see, it's not been treated as much of a fragile item. So I'm going to unbox, I can actually open the box on camera, and that way, if there's anything missing or anything broken, then Luke can see that, and then we can deal with DHL accordingly. So that's something else I always like to do. So let's get to the bench. I've got my original clutch here, and I'll show you why I've bought this one, even though this clutch has got many, many years life left in it. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you why I've bought this clutch, why I'm replacing this clutch when this, as you can see from the plate, this has a lot of life left in it. You can see it's hardly worn. It's done 16,000 miles from new. I bought the vehicle new, so I know it's never been abused, it's never towed any daft weights, it's never been ranted, it's never really been off-road. You know, this has had the kindest life a Land Rover Defender could ever really have. So what I'm going to show you now will be quite a surprise. And listen to that, you can hear all those springs are rattling around. And as you can see on some of them, the springs have actually got like a chafing mark in them. You can see where they've been rubbing around. You can see how loose that one is, for instance. And what happens is, apparently you start to hear a rattling noise in your clutch when it starts to go. Well, I have never heard this clutch make a single sound, but you can hear that it's not right. Now apparently Land Rover are aware of this, or AP make these, and there's been 2 or 3 revisions, and apparently they're still the same. So I don't know, I'm not going to end up in a court of law about that, but apparently they're still having these issues. So basically the way this works, for those of you that don't know, this is the friction surface. Okay, so when you press your clutch pedal down to the ground, the flywheel will be on this side, or yeah, the flywheel's on this side, and then on this side you've got the pressure plate, and when you push your foot down on the clutch, it pulls the two apart so that this plate is free to rotate between the flywheel and the pressure plate. When you take your foot off the clutch, they snap together close, and then that drives that plate, which in turn through these springs drives this spline, and this spline is what goes onto your input shaft on the gearbox that you've seen me working on earlier today or whenever the video goes up. So basically that's how it works. Now you've got a hub in here that you can see on the side. Look on the side here, you can see you've got a tin plate here that I'm pointing to. You've got your friction material here, and in between there's this hub. And if I grab a screwdriver and stick it in here, you can see it indexing round. And there's also a couple of holes in the front, so I can show you here. If I put a screwdriver in there, okay, if you watch this area here as I lever that, you can see it all moving around. And if you can see that, let me get the camera a bit closer. Okay, so when I go in this hole here, you should be able to see that plate in the middle all moving about. Yeah, you can see that's probably not right. Also notice this spring here, it's very, very damaged. These 3 here, oh, that one's damaged as well. Those 2 are okay, and those 2 are damaged. But you see here, these springs are all loose and rattling around, and my worry is I would happily put this back in other than these springs being loose, because I'm worried that if one of these comes out, it's the damage it's going to do. Because there's nothing really, when that all starts getting really bad and rattling around, and you got to think about it, this is going around at, you know, up to sort of 5,000–6,000 RPM. Go look at your washing machine on a 1200 RPM spin and you'll see what I mean. And you've got to think that every time you change gear, the load is going onto these springs and then off and then back on. Whenever you engine brake, so if you put your foot on the throttle, the torque goes through the clutch this way, say, so that is being twisted that way, and then when you let your foot off the throttle, it's going that way, so it's bang, 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 all the time. And that could be another reason why you've got your banging when you change gear. But you can see how loose those springs are in there, and how at the end of the day they could just work their way out and come out. But you can also see that with this plate, you can see it all moving around. It's just, it's rubbish. It's supposed to move around, it's for dampening. If the clutch, like a race car, generally race cars don't have these springs, just have a solid plate. So it's just a solid plate with friction material bonded to it. And they're very, very difficult to drive because they have no damping whatsoever. So they also have no flywheel, which doesn't help. But basically, this is why I'm changing the clutch. So you may have a perfectly good clutch in your Land Rover. It's something worth thinking about because, as I say, I don't know the damage it's going to do. If one of these springs came out, broke up, ended up pieces of it in your bell housing, getting jammed between the flywheel and the bell housing, you know, even between the flywheel and the back of the block, I don't know. I could be talking absolute rubbish, but I just don't want to think of one of these coming out. And it's also, it's not the smallest of jobs to change a clutch in a Defender. So while it's all apart, I may as well do it. And the clutch I've got here, the complete kit, it's less than £400. So, you know, it's worth doing while it's all out, seeing as I'm spending so much money on everything else. So that's that. I've shown you that now, and that's why I'm changing it. And it's that rattling that I want to get rid of. So if you've got a rattly, clattery sound in your Land Rover, I would suggest you get it looked at pretty soon. So let's get back to the bench and have a look what's inside this box after I've washed my hands. Right, so as promised, hands washed, and let's have a look in this box and let's see if anything's damaged, because as I say, it looks like it's had a bit of a hard time. So as things normally do in transit these days. So there we go. Got the tape on the sides. That tape's already ripped there. So if there's anything missing, then we'll know why. And then Luke can have this video and send it to DHL. So these DHL boxes are very, very good. Okay, so beautifully packaged, beautifully protected. Got it all right. So all this in here, so that's good. So we've got some L.O.F clutches tape in there, just in case I want to send any parcels to L.O.F clutches. So we've got, there's my invoice there, I don't want you to see my address. So here we've got this is the plastic, I don't know if this is the bleeder tube, looks like it is. I don't know why, I've yet to find out, but he said I need to get a bleeder tube for the actual slave cylinder, so I don't know why, but we've got a plastic fitting tool there, which is a guide tool. That's going to go in the back of the spigot bearing. That's going to guide the splines in on the clutch. It's all nice. We've got another part of the pipe system there. Here we have a new spigot bearing, which I probably won't be fitting. Here we have this is a seal, okay. I don't need that, I've already got one, but they are very, very particular about how they're fitted. And then here we've got the slave cylinder, and then in here at the bottom of the box we have another green box which doesn't want to come out, and we have in here the clutch. So there we are. So let me get this all sorted out, and then we'll look what we've got. Right, so let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got a new piece of cardboard as well. So I'll just pick this off as it comes to me. So you're obviously getting this plastic tool, which is a nice touch. You don't always get that when you get a clutch kit. So although it's just a piece of plastic, worth its weight in gold when you come to fit in the clutch. We get obviously a new spigot bearing, and as I say, I don't know if I'm going to be using this, but this is a genuine spigot bearing, so it's it's not any cheap rubbish from wherever. It may be one from wherever, but it's genuine, which I know with Land Rover doesn't really mean much, but it is a nice quality item, all pre-greased and everything. I don't know, I may replace it. It looks like you just screw in there and slide hammer it out, so I may replace it. We'll see how easy it is to get out, because the trouble is with stuff like that, once you start you have to finish. So always a bit dodgy. So I dropped it on the floor. This is one of the clutch tubes. Now, as I say, I'm not gonna pretend I know what I'm talking about here, because I don't. But I know that with the original 2.4 slave cylinder, you don't get these two pipes. You only have the one. So I know the 2.2 is upgraded and it has a bleeder on. I don't think the 2.4 has a bleeder on it. So this is all good news. Basically plastic parts, and they're both genuine. So it's going to be obvious how they go together if I look at the 2.2 manual. So it's nice to know you've got all that new. And then you've got the slave cylinder here. Now, for those of you that don't know, if you see my gearbox video, you'll see me fit the front seal using the old slave cylinder. And they don't have your sort of old slave cylinder on the outside with a lever arm. The actual slave cylinder is inside the bell housing, working on the over the centre line, so it actually sits over the input shaft for your gearbox. So it's like racing cars used to have, or probably like racing cars still have. So there we go. So aluminium. Yeah, it certainly looks better than the original one. So it's an aluminium body. It's genuine apparently. So all nice and fresh and shiny. That's all ready to go in. So that's lovely that you get that. And this is, like I say, this is the Puma Power Spec bundle. So that's what this set is. And if you look on the website, you'll see there's some warning here about incorrect handling. I should put that on my underpants. So there we go. So that's all very nice. I'll put that box to one side. Then we've got the crank rear seal. Now this is a very, very special item. As you can see, it's huge. I'm not going to get it out because I'll probably sell it because I've already got one. You can see here we've got this plastic disc. And on here it says, please reference workshop manual. L.O.F cannot be held responsible for incorrect fitting. These things need to be fitted correctly, and they've also got even a set of instructions on how to put it in. I believe you don't oil them. You actually put it on, you put it over the crank without oil, and then you leave it to settle for 10 minutes or something, I think. Don't take my word for it, but it's all in the instructions anyway. But if you do get one of these, don't just sort of rip that out and chuck it on. It's not like that. It's a very, very unusual process of fitting the crank seal if you're not into the newer engines that we've got today, because they're not like the soft rubber that you're used to. They're like quite a hard, almost Teflon like material. And then here we've got the box itself, the big one. It says on there, Land Rover TDCi Puma Road Power and Extreme. I'm guessing it should have a line around the power. Basically what you've got with L.O.F clutches is, or L.O.F clutches should I say, what you've got is there's three specs. There's Road, Power and Extreme. Road is just standard. Extreme used to be like the modified one. If you had a modified Land Rover, you gave it a hard time, heavy towing, off-roading, whatever, you would get the Extreme. Well, now he's got the Power spec, which I believe the Extreme may have had a slightly heavier pedal. Don't quote me on that, but I think that may be the case. The Power spec has got the same pedal feel as standard, but it's much harder wearing for off-roading, heavy towing, tuned engines, whatever. And obviously it's got a hard wearing center plate, so it's not going to have all these problems with the actual clutch ending up falling to bits on you. So there's your cover plate. As you can see, it's just a standard sort of cover plate. You've got your fingers in the middle there, which the release bearing is going to act upon. So it's going to push in on them. But I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure where it's from. You know, I know that people have, over the years, have developed clutch kits that have vastly improved over the original ones by using, say, an Austin Taxi centre clutch and a Rover SD1 outer plate on a TR7 flywheel to end up with the ultimate clutch, that kind of thing. And that's probably what this is. And Luke has probably done his research, found the parts, and made up a set that works. And fair play to him for doing it. It's got a good little business going there. So here we've got the actual clutch itself, and we can see in here it's wrapped with tape and it's got power written on it. And the dog thinks it's amazing. Okay, so here we've got the actual clutch plate itself, all unwrapped, and I'm not going to take it out of this bag because it's sealed, and I don't know how long it's going to be before it all goes in. So, but basically here we've got the actual clutch itself. You can see gearbox side marked on there. Right, so we can see here straight away, without it in its bag, it's a lot easier for you to see. But you can see these interconnecting blocks here between the two plates. They're much more substantial. The actual plate in the centre looks to be a lot thicker, which means it's going to have more land on the springs. The springs certainly aren't rattling around, and they're in there absolutely solid. We also don't have all this dafty bit around the middle with the tiny springs in it to all fall to bits, so that's a good thing. These rivets around here, these plates, and you may be looking at that thinking, oh, it looks a bit thin. Believe me, if you see race car clutches, 1,000 horsepower, they're the same. So, you know, it's no different at all. But yeah, it's very, very nice indeed. Very nice bit of kit, all beautifully riveted. Obviously doesn't rattle or anything, so I'm really happy with that. I believe it comes with a very good guarantee as well. As I say, this is the power spec bundle, so you get in your clutch plate, your clutch cover, your release bearing, new spigot bearing, the pipe, and the the fitting kit as well, the fitting guide as well. And that basically comes at it, at the moment it's on offer, it's normally £365. At the moment it's there for £340 on the website. The other beauty of the L.O.F website is if you look on there, he has all the different currencies. So wherever you are in the world, you can check out the currency and go from there. So there we go, hope you enjoyed that. It's a lovely little bit of kit, I'm glad I got it, and I look forward to fitting it. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.